The unexpected encounter. The starship Defiance hung against the backdrop of swirling cosmic dust, its hull gleaming under the light of an unfamiliar sun. Captain Alina Reyes stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the stunning nebula that stretched before them. After 6 months in deep space, the Defiance had ventured farther than any human vessel before it, carrying the hopes and ambitions of Earth on its journey of exploration. "All systems nominal, Captain," reported Lieutenant Commander Jackson Way from his station. "Long-range scans show no signs of any spatial anomalies or navigation hazards." Elena nodded, a small smile playing at her lips. The Defiance wasn't the largest or most advanced ship in Earth's modest fleet. It was a medium-class exploration vessel with a crew of just 78, but it was sturdy and reliable. Most importantly, it carried the best crew humanity had to offer. Scientists, engineers, and officers selected for their creativity and adaptability as much as their technical expertise. "Dr. Okafor, anything of interest in this sector?" Elena asked, turning to the ship's chief scientist. Adebayo Okafor looked up from his console, excitement evident in his eyes. "Captain, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the 4th planet in this system. They don't match any known natural phenomena. They appear artificial." A hush fell over the bridge. After decades of searching the stars, humanity might finally have found evidence of another intelligent species. "Plot a course, Mr. Way, standard approach protocol. And alert all department heads. I want everyone ready for first contact procedures." As the Defiance altered course toward the mysterious planet, none of the crew could have predicted what awaited them. 3 hours later, the sensors blared with urgent warnings. 6 massive vessels had appeared seemingly from nowhere, surrounding the Defiance in a perfect hexagonal formation. Each ship dwarfed the human vessel, their hulls made of a strange metallic substance that seemed to absorb rather than reflect light. "Captain, we're being hailed," Communications Officer Lena Chen announced, her fingers dancing across her console. "On screen," Elena ordered, straightening her uniform. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a humanoid figure with pale blue skin, elongated limbs, and 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. Its voice emerged from the ship's speakers, filtered through the translation matrix. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered the sovereign territory of the Vastraxian Dominion. Identify yourself and prepare for inspection and integration." Elena stepped forward. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth ship Defiance. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration, and we're unaware this region was claimed territory. We respectfully request permission to." "Your vessel is now property of the Dominion." The alien interrupted coldly. "Your technology will be assessed, and your crew will be processed for appropriate assignment within our hierarchy. Resistance is inadvisable." Elena's expression hardened. "I'm afraid that's not acceptable. We are representatives of Earth and the United Solar Federation. We don't surrender our vessel or our people." The alien's upper eyes narrowed. "Your primitive species is unknown to us. Your ignorance of galactic protocol does not exempt you from Dominion law. You will comply or be destroyed." Before Elena could respond, the alien cut the transmission. Immediately, the 6 vessels began emitting energy beams that enveloped the Defiance. "They're scanning us," reported Security Chief Navian Singh, "and attempting to override our systems. They're trying to access our command functions remotely." "Shields up. Defensive protocols," Elena commanded. "Mr. Way, get us out of here. Maximum thrust." The Defiance's engines roared to life, but the alien ships had already locked onto them with tractor beams. The human vessel shuddered as it strained against the invisible forces holding it in place. "Our shields are holding, but they're draining fast," reported Chief Engineer Maya Takahashi over the comm. "Whatever they're using, it's like nothing I've ever seen." Elena's mind raced. Outgunned and outmatched by technology centuries more advanced, conventional tactics would fail. They needed something unexpected. "Mr. Singh, load all available debris into torpedo tubes." Ms. Takahashi, Redirect auxiliary power to the shields, but be ready to transfer it all to engines on my mark." She turned to Wei. "Plot a course toward that asteroid field at bearing 227 Mark 58. Her officers exchanged puzzled glances but moved to comply. "Ready, Captain," Wei announced moments later. "Fire all loaded torpedoes, simultaneously, maximum spread," Elena ordered. "Then cut shields and give me everything we've got in the engines." The unorthodox tactic caught the Vestraxians by surprise. The torpedoes, loaded with simple debris rather than explosive warheads, detonated around the Defiance, creating a momentary cloud of particles that disrupted the tractor beams. In that split second, the ship's engines fired with emergency power, propelling them toward the dense asteroid field. "They're pursuing," Singh reported as the Defiance accelerated away. "All 6 vessels." "Good," Elena said grimly. "Let's see how they handle close-quarters maneuvering." What followed was a demonstration of human piloting skill that would later become legendary. The Defiance darted between massive asteroids, sometimes with mere meters to spare. While the Vestraxian ships possessed superior technology, they were larger and less agile. Their automated systems, designed for efficiency in open space, struggled with the unpredictable chaos of the asteroid field. "One Vestraxian vessel has collided with an asteroid," Singh reported, unable to keep the satisfaction from his voice. "Their formation is breaking up. Keep going, Mr. Wei. Take us deeper in." For nearly an hour, the deadly game of cat and mouse continued. The Defiance sustained damage. Hull breaches on decks 3 and 4, a ruptured coolant line, communications arrays severely compromised. But it endured. 2 more Vestraxian ships were damaged by asteroid impacts, forced to withdraw from the pursuit. Finally, the Defiance emerged on the far side of the field. The 3 remaining Vestraxian vessels followed at a greater distance, more cautious now. "Captain," Chen called urgently, "I'm picking up a distress signal. Weak, but it's definitely artificial. Source: a small moon orbiting the gas giant at coordinates 098 to 334. The signal doesn't match any known configuration, but it's repeating in what seems to be a mathematical pattern." Elena hesitated only briefly. "Alter course. Let's investigate, Captain," Singh protested. "The Vestraxians will follow us either way," Elena finished. "If someone needs help, we don't turn our backs." As they approached the barren, cratered moon, they discovered the source of the signal, a crashed ship of unfamiliar design, clearly damaged beyond repair. Scans revealed 12 life forms huddled inside what remained of the vessel. "They're alive, but I'm detecting multiple injuries," Dr. Sarah Kim, the ship's chief medical officer, reported from sickbay after reviewing the scan data. "Their physiology is unlike anything in our database. Quadrupedal, with what appears to be an exoskeletal structure. Can we transport them?" "I wouldn't recommend it, not without knowing more about their biology. A shuttle would be safer." Elena nodded. "Prepare a rescue team. Mr. Singh, you'll lead it. Dr. Kim, I want you on that shuttle." "Captain," Wei interrupted, "the Vestraxian ships are closing in. Estimated time to weapons range, 15 minutes. Elena's jaw set with determination. "Then you'd better hurry, Mr. Singh." The rescue operation proceeded with remarkable efficiency. The survivors, members of a species called the Nelvari, were brought aboard the Defiance just as the Vestraxian ships appeared on the horizon of the small moon. The Nelvari, insectoid beings with translucent exoskeletons and compound eyes, revealed through improvised communication that they were refugees from a world conquered by the Vestraxian dominion. Their people had been enslaved, their resources plundered, their resistance crushed. This small group had escaped on a research vessel, only to be damaged by Dominion patrol ships and forced to crash land on the desolate moon. Most crucially, the Nelvari possessed intimate knowledge of Vestraxian technology, knowledge gained through generations of servitude maintaining their oppressors' vessels. Their systems have a critical vulnerability: explained Clyrix, the Nelvari leader, through the improved translation matrix. Their sensor arrays cannot process certain radiation frequencies in the gamma spectrum. It creates blind spots in their detection grid. Chief Engineer Takahashi's eyes lit up at this information. Captain, I think I can modify our deflector to emit controlled pulses of gamma radiation at those specific frequencies. We could essentially become invisible to their sensors for brief periods. Do it, Alina ordered, and work with our Nelvari friends to see what other advantages we might gain from their knowledge. Over the next 72 hours, as the Defiance played a dangerous game of hide-and-seek among the outer planets of the system, the human crew and their Nelvari allies worked tirelessly. The ship underwent a remarkable transformation. Nelvari crystalline technology was integrated into the weapons systems, increasing their power output by 300%. The shield harmonics were recalibrated to better withstand Vastraxian energy weapons. Most importantly, the engines were modified using principles that humans had never conceived of, allowing for unprecedented maneuverability. "It's ready, Captain," Takahashi reported, exhaustion and pride evident in her voice. "It's not pretty, and I've bypassed so many safety protocols that Starfleet engineering would have a collective heart attack, but it works. The Defiance isn't the same ship anymore." Helena surveyed her modified vessel with pride. "Neither are we, Maya. Neither are we." As the ship prepared to emerge from hiding, Alina addressed her crew over the ship-wide comm. "Men and women of the Defiance, we came to this distant corner of the galaxy as explorers. Circumstances have forced us to become warriors, but we will not forget who we are or what we stand for. The Vastraxian Dominion believes they can simply take what they want, subjugate those they consider inferior. Today, we show them that humanity cannot be so easily dismissed. Today, we fight not just for ourselves, but for the Nelvari and every other species that has suffered under Dominion oppression. Whatever happens next, know that I am proud to serve with each and every one of you." The Defiance powered up its modified systems. The hull hummed with energies it was never designed to channel, but it held. Against all odds, the human vessel, now a hybrid of Earth technology and alien ingenuity, prepared to face a force that had dominated this region of space for centuries. No one aboard realized they were about to make galactic history. The impossible victory. The Defiance emerged from the shadow of the gas giant, it tall now bearing streaks of crystalline structures that glowed with internal energy. On the bridge, Captain Alina Reyes sat with perfect posture in her command chair, her expression resolute. "Status report," she ordered calmly. "Modified shields at full capacity," reported Singh from Tactical. "Weapons systems online and recalibrated. Gamma radiation emitters ready to engage on your command. The Nelvari integration team is standing by in engineering," added Takahashi over the comm. "They're monitoring the crystal matrices to ensure stability." Elena nodded. "Communications. Long-range communications are still down," Chen replied. "But short-range is functional. I'm detecting Vastraxian communication signals approximately 6 million kilometers from our position. They appear to be coordinating search patterns." "How many ships?" 15, Captain. It seems they've called for reinforcements." A murmur ran through the bridge crew. The odds had just gotten significantly worse. Alina didn't flinch. "Mr. Wei, set course directly for the Vastraxian fleet, full impulse." Stunned silence followed her order. "Captain?" Wei questioned, sure he had misheard. "You heard me, Lieutenant Commander. Take us straight at them. The time for hiding is over." As the Defiance accelerated toward its numerically superior enemy, Alina outlined her audacious plan. Unlike conventional military doctrine, which would dictate guerrilla tactics for an outmatched force, they would do the unexpected, challenge the Vastraxian fleet directly. "From what we've learned from our Nelvari friends," Alina explained, "the Vastraxians rely heavily on established battle formations and protocols. Their ship captains have limited autonomy and must follow centralized command structures. Their greatest strength, their technological superiority, has made them inflexible. They don't adapt well to the unexpected. And we're going to be very unexpected, Singh added with a grim smile. The plan was as simple as it was daring. The Defiance would approach at maximum speed, activate its gamma radiation emitters to confuse Vastraxian sensors, then execute a series of maneuvers no ship should be capable of, targeting the command vessel with their enhanced weapons. They won't expect us to attack, Alina concluded. And they certainly won't expect what this ship can now do. As the Defiance closed the distance, the massive Vastraxian fleet came into visual range, a wall of sleek, dark vessels that seemed to absorb the very starlight around them. At their center floated a ship twice the size of the others, its hull decorated with glowing blue symbols of authority. They've spotted us, Chen announced tensely. We're being hailed. Ignore it, Alina ordered. Activate gamma emitters. The modified deflector dish began pulsing with invisible radiation. On the tactical display, the Vastraxian ship's targeting systems suddenly showed confusion, their sensor locks on the Defiance becoming erratic. They're scrambling to compensate, Singh reported with satisfaction. Their formation is tightening to cover the blind spots. Perfect. Mr. Wei, execute alpha pattern now. Wei's fingers danced across his controls. The Defiance abruptly dropped from full impulse, spun 180 degrees on its axis, then accelerated again at a sharp angle to its previous course. The maneuver would have torn a standard starship apart, but the Nelveri modifications allowed the hull to withstand forces it was never designed to endure. The sudden change left the Vastraxian fleet momentarily paralyzed with confusion. By the time they began to react, reorienting their weapons, the Defiance had already slipped between two of their largest vessels. Fire crystal-enhanced phasers, maximum spread, Alina commanded. The weapons, now emitting coherent energy beams, focused through alien crystals, lashed out at the nearest Vastraxian ships. Where standard phasers would have merely scratched their advanced shielding, these enhanced beams cut through with surprising effectiveness. Two Vastraxian vessels immediately lost power, their sleek hulls suddenly marred by scorch marks and venting atmosphere. Direct hits, Singh exclaimed. Their shields weren't calibrated for our modified energy signature. The Defiance continued its impossible dance, executing maneuvers that defied conventional space combat tactics. Instead of maintaining distance, they closed to point-blank range with the enemy vessels, using their confusion to maximum advantage. The human ship spun, rolled, and changed direction with the agility of a vessel a quarter its size. On the Vastraxian command ship, Fleet Commander Zaxxer watched in disbelief as the primitive vessel they had dismissed hours earlier tore through his carefully positioned fleet. Impossible, he hissed, his four eyes narrowing in rage. How is this happening? They are using our technology against us. His subordinate, trembling slightly, reported. The human vessel appears to have Nelveri crystal technology integrated into its systems. And they're using tactics we've never encountered. They're not following any known combat protocols. Destroy them, Zaxxer roared. All ships, concentrate fire. But the Defiance was already executing the next phase of Alina's plan. The ship abruptly accelerated to maximum speed, heading directly for the massive command vessel, then cut its engines entirely, allowing momentum to carry it forward while redirecting all power to weapons. Fire everything we've got at their command ship, Alina ordered. Target their propulsion systems and weapons arrays. The enhanced weapons of the Defiance struck the Vastraxian flagship with devastating precision. Explosions bloomed across its hull as critical systems failed under the assault. Inside the Defiance, the strain of the battle was taking its toll. Consoles sparked, emergency lighting flickered, and the hull groaned under pressures it was never meant to withstand. Shields down to 32%. Singh reported as the ship shuddered from a direct hit. Hull breaches on decks 5 through 8. Emergency force fields are holding, but we can't take much more of this. Alina knew they were reaching their limit, but she also saw that the Vastraxian fleet was in disarray. 3 ships destroyed, 4 more severely damaged, and most importantly, their command vessel was listing. Its once perfect hull now scared and venting plasma. One more pass, she decided. Mr. Wei, ring us around for a final attack run on their flagship. Ms. Takahashi, I need everything you can give me for weapons and engines, even if it means burning them out afterward. Aye, Captain, came the response from engineering. The Nelvaries say the crystal matrices are reaching critical saturation, but they can give us one more surge. The Defiance swung around, its hull now visibly scorched and damaged. As it approached the Vestraxian command ship, something unexpected happened. The enemy vessel, rather than continuing to fight, suddenly powered down its weapons. Captain, we're being hailed, Chen announced. Confusion evident in her voice. Elena hesitated, then nodded. On screen. The view screen flickered to life, showing the bridge of the Vestraxian vessel. Fleet Commander Zaxxer stood at its center, his posture rigid with barely contained fury. Human vessel, he began, his translated voice tight with suppressed rage. You have inflicted unacceptable damage on the forces of the Dominion. This irregularity will be reported to the Dominion High Command. Elena rose from her chair, meeting his gaze steadily. This irregularity is what happens when you attempt to subjugate a species that values freedom above all else. Humanity does not surrender, Commander. Remember that. Zaxxer's upper eyes narrowed. Your primitive species was unknown to us before today. That will now change. The full might of the Dominion will. Will do what exactly? Elena interrupted. Your full might just watched as one human ship with some hastily integrated Nelvari technology disabled half your fleet. Imagine what would happen if you faced an actual human battle group. The bluff was audacious. Earth had nothing that could be called a battle group by Vestraxian standards. But Elena delivered it with such conviction that doubt flickered across the alien commander's features. This encounter has been logged and transmitted across all Dominion communication channels. Zaxxer finally said, You have made an enemy today, human. No, Elena corrected him. You made an enemy when you attempted to seize our ship and our people. We merely showed you the consequences. Now withdraw your forces, or we'll be forced to continue this demonstration. After a tense moment, Zaxxer gave a curt nod. The transmission cut off abruptly. They're powering engines, Singh reported. All functional Vestraxian vessels are forming up around their command ship, and they're withdrawing, Captain. A cheer erupted across the bridge. Elena allowed herself a small smile before raising her hand for quiet. Well done, everyone. But our work isn't finished. Ms. Takahashi, I want damage reports from all sections. Dr. Kim, status of the wounded. Mr. Wei, set a course back to the Nelvari crash site. We promise to help them repair their vessel if we survive this. As the crew moved to carry out her orders, Elena gazed at the view screen, watching the retreating Vestraxian fleet. What they had accomplished today would have repercussions far beyond this remote sector of space. 3 weeks later, the Defiance, its hull patched but still bearing the scars of battle, prepared to depart the system. The Nelvari vessel, sufficiently repaired to achieve faster-than-light travel, hovered nearby. We will spread word of what happened here, Clorix promised over the communication channel. Many subjugated worlds have resigned themselves to Dominion rule because resistance seemed futile. Your victory will ignite hope throughout the sector. We were just defending ourselves, Elena replied modestly. You did more than that, Captain Reyes. Your ship, your methods, your adaptability. These things terrify the Dominion. They rely on predictability and control. You showed them something they cannot predict or control. After the Nelvari departed, bearing tales of the human ship that had defied the Dominion, the Defiance set course for Earth. Their mission of exploration had transformed into something far more significant, humanity's unexpected debut on the galactic stage. In the following months, as the Defiance made its long journey home, stories of the battle spread across the sector with impossible speed. The tale grew with each retelling. one human ship against 50 Vestraxian vessels, or 100. The specifics varied, but the core remained the same. A supposedly primitive species had stood against the mighty Dominion and emerged victorious. By the time the Defiance reached Earth space, bearing its battle scars and revolutionary alien technology, the name of the modest exploration vessel was already becoming legend in distant parts of the galaxy. For the first time, the Vestraxian Dominion looked to the borders of its territory with uncertainty, wondering what other surprises awaited from the direction of Earth. And on hundreds of subjugated worlds, beings of all forms and physiologies whispered a new word of hope. Humans. The galaxy would never be the same.